What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode of Ludus, we are looking at the newest addition to the Astro grouping, which is the Pumpkin King. Pumpkin Jack. Sorry, it's Pumpkin Jack. I keep calling him Pumpkin King. Every time I look at him, I think of Jack Skellington. It's that time of the year. I'm getting ready to start watching Nightmare Before Christmas with my kid. He's just on the brain. I'm sorry. I even have blow-ups of fucking Jack that go out in front of my house. But either way, at level 10, his health is 6.4 million, his damage is 405,000. His attack speed is 1.5 seconds. He is a melee attacker and he moves very quickly. His ability, he applies madness in a large area for 4 seconds. Heroes affected by madness attack the hero closest to them even if they are allies and are unable to regenerate energy and use abilities. Pumpkin Jack's attacks deal damage in a small frontal area. Once per round, after suffering a lethal blow, instead of dying, Jack gains immortality for 3 seconds. Now, I have spent the last 3 days grinding with Pumpkin Jack, putting him in multiple different lineups, seeing exactly where he fits, rotating off perks, seeing what exactly works. The only thing I can put out there, and I agree completely with people who are in my clan and that are on the global Discord, Jack's damage is lacking somewhere. And I full-on believe it is because his ability does not do damage at all. 405,000 attack damage is not bad. Not bad in the slightest. The attack speed being 1.5 seconds kind of is, but I can see the point. If you're swinging a scythe, you're not exactly going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So there is a little bit of a lag time. However, I do have 2 schools of thought that if any developers are watching this, I hope you take this into consideration. Pumpkin Jack's ability either needs to do damage or it needs to poison. Just 2 schools of thought here. Because the animation for his madness does look like a poison effect. So, if you think about it, his heroes affected by madness attack the hero closest to them even if they are allies and are unable to regenerate energy and use abilities. This is still a 50-50 shot that they are still going to attack you. So, if the ability was to say poison, right? That actually allows for a combination of Brewmaster with Pumpkin Jack. Pumpkin Jack's ability hits, poisons them out, makes them go and turn on each other, does not let them have energy or abilities, and then you have Brewmaster along with that, applying the Bad Aim Curse. That's a pretty good combo. You can also look at it as, it is a silence per se, kind of similar. But really, you can have a combination of poison, or you can just do flat damage. Flat damage allowing for Pumpkin Jack to have his ability do the damage necessary, so that way, just in case the opponents turn on or continue to attack you, you have still done the damage output that makes him viable. At certain points throughout my grind sessions, I have had it where Pumpkin Jack, with his perk attached, has ultimately stood there swinging on a tech golem who had max level armor plating. It was just those 2. So when Jack went and did his ability, Golem just continued to attack him. He was maintaining his health restore and not dying. It was just a cluster of back and forth that did not seem to want to stop. So it's just my thought, and I hope a developer sees this and maybe potentially makes this sort of change. But either poison them to allow the ability to do more damage, or just do a flat damage. Either way, I think that'll make Pumpkin Jack extremely viable. I mean, if you really look at it, Pirate Queen and Iron Tony both stun and have damage on their abilities. So maybe Pumpkin Jack does need to have that. If he is meant to be a support card, then maybe he needs to stop swinging the scythe as a melee and throwing scythes as a long range. So that way he can stay on the back line, similar to Succubus, who charms them for 4 seconds. Maybe it'd be a good idea to have him be long range instead of melee. Keeps him out of danger a little bit, keeps him in the fight a lot longer. Possibilities are endless. However, I do like Pumpkin Jack. His buff pattern does take a minute to get used to. This is really weird compared to everything else that we've dealt with so far. So it does take a hot minute to get used to, but once you get it figured out, he's pretty fun. The lineup I have him in today is Evil Eye, Pirate Queen, Iron Tony, and Griffin. Let's go through the perks, shall we? Evil Eye is holding on to Lightning Reflexes, Landmine, and Eldritch Horror, being my biggest damage dealer at 621,000 at level 13. Having having 2 very strong damage dealing perks plus an attack speed increase makes Evil Eye my heavy. He is my damage dealer from long range. He is the one that carries. Pirate Queen has Sharknado and Daydreams. Now, there is an argument that Sharknado could be rolled off for high explosives, but I'm trying to get my mindset into the fact that Iron Tony gets a diamond soon, and Pumpkin Jack has a potential to get a diamond. So I'm kind of leaving these 2 off of her because I don't want to get comfortable with these. I'd rather have these be on Iron Tony and Pumpkin King. Sharknado works way too well on Pirate Queen as it is her perk. So yeah. But even her ability does 686,000, and her pirates that come out do more damage. So honestly, I think Pumpkin King just needs a flat damage applied to his ability. Griffin is holding on to Onslaught, Bulwark, and Pumpkin Jack's Soul Harvest. Soul Harvest continuously deals 31.6% of hero's damage per second to one nearby enemy. At level 20, it restores the user's HP equal to the damage dealt. At level 60, Soul Harvest now works at any range. And at level 100, number of targets increases to 3. The reason I have Soul Harvest on Griffin instead of Pumpkin King is the simple fact that it is 31% of hero's damage on top of Onslaught being 197% when he's over on the other side. So that's a lot more damage for Griffin to output. Having Bulwark on top of him, ignoring 64% of incoming damage on their half of the board, while having an additional 25% extra HP, keeps Griffin alive a lot longer. Now, that all said, if Griffin is leashed by Evil Eye, if he is put to sleep by Snoozemander, if he is stunned back to back by Iron Tony and Pirate Queen, he will drop almost immediately. He is very susceptible to crowd control. So just keep that in mind for anybody using Griffin, as Griffin is part of the meta. He is in almost every single deck I fight. And yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. That's kind of the reason why this has been thrown together. And then Iron Tony has Lightning Reactor and Aqua Vitae. Personally, I love this combination of perks on Tony. He sits at 8.8 million health already, only at level 12. So Aqua Vitae giving all of that health back, or trying to give health back every time he uses an energy and costing ability, brings him back from the brink of death almost every single time. Lightning Reactor throwing everybody backwards and stunning them for 2 seconds allows for him to get to his ability, which gives him a shield and stuns for 2 seconds. So this combination of perks on top of Iron Tony make him an ideal tank, in my opinion. Now, he's no Tech Golem. There's something to be said about that. Tech Golem is in a spot right now where he cannot die a lot of the times. It angers me to even think about that. But and I'm just going to put it out there for everybody. Even if they're legendary and not red, it still works out that if Tech Golem is at level 13, Shield of Faith, Armor Plating, and Bulwark. And honestly, yeah, those 3. It's those 3 perks at legendary make Tech Golem almost invincible. He cannot die when he is supered. Just so everybody knows this. I'm working up Tech Golem right now so I can make a video on it, but guarantee you by the time I get to the portion where he's level 13, it's already going to be nerfed into the ground to where even those 3 perks can't save him. Fingers crossed. Alright, so that's our lineup. Evil Eye, Pirate Queen, Griffin, Iron Tony, and PK, or Pumpkin Jack. I'm not going to call him PJ. So, let's get into our 3 fights, see what comes of it. Okay, Oinky D is going to be our first victim. He has a Tech Golem with max armor plating. Okay, cool. So, ultimately, that means I'm going to have a punching bag. There's nothing else on his board that terrifies me. Do I really want to pop the trigger right now? No, I'm not. I'm not going to pump the trigger. I'm not going to pop the trigger. There's no point. Yeah, that's fine. We can all die. I don't mind. We all die. The charm, or the buff for this week, is Morbid Charm, so all my Astrals are able to come back to life, which is pretty great. We're going to grant Iron Tony a shield equal to 50% of his HP for 5 seconds with his ability triggering, which honestly is so much fun. I love Iron Tony. Out of all of the Astrals so far, he is my favorite. And I'm trying so hard to get him to level 13. I want that diamond. I want high explosives on him. I want him to be my damage tank. That's where it's going to go. I'm so excited for that. All right. So we're looking pretty solid right now. We got in good placements. And we're already seeing the Tech Golem not die. So that's great. There he goes. Finally dies. Okay. So he's stacking up over here right now. He does have the Draco at tier 4. But it looks like we're about to have a little bit of fun ourselves. Nope, we are too shy. That's all right. Okay. Missed opportunity. I just noticed that too. I could have moved up Pumpkin Jack and done everything I needed to do, and Pirate Queen would have been supered, but it didn't matter. We had this thing in the bag. Tech Golem can't do enough damage anymore to sustain himself. He is just one big old punching bag who goes down very slowly. Since his nerf to his damage and everything, he's become a little bit more bearable. But when you have a when you have an unstoppable Tech Golem, it's kind of hard to ignore the fact that he doesn't do damage. Or it's easy to ignore the fact he doesn't do damage. It's easy. He just stands there and takes it. Like, yeah, now he's at supered. Now he's just going to sit there and take it. That's okay, I guess. Now, I will state this. If 2 Tech Golems go supered, I lose. The reason for that, his health. I can sit there and beat on him all day, every day, but if he has 2 supers going, the health is way too much for me to handle. PQ is doing what she needs to do on her side of the field. Oh, cool, he died. Oh, snap, he doesn't have all 3, does he? Nope. Okay, so no, he's easily taken down now. Never mind, we're good. We're good. I'm not worried about him now. They put Scorched Earth on him, which they shouldn't have done. The way to make, I guess it is a bot, so that would make sense. But the only reason why he would live and stay alive and be a pain in my ass is if he had multiple shield perks. But since he doesn't, we're fine. We have this in the bag. No problem whatsoever. Now we have PJ, Pumpkin Jack. I don't like PJ. We have Pumpkin Jack now supered, so we're good. Now we're just going to bully him in the corner. All 3 Astrals are supered. So this just becomes a bullying act. Iron Tony and Pirate Queen both stunned. Jack just sits there and beats them with his scythe. It works. Love this lineup. Now this is what I have been grinding the Astral Rift with for the last few days. And honestly, I'm not displeased. Fortification does so well. I don't know if the glitch has been removed or not, but there was a glitch that if you double stacked up the fortification with a card that was shielded, that card didn't die. So, just something for everyone to look into. So, Oinky Doinky fell. Let's see what our damage is. We have 84.3 million damage. PQ coming out with 12.5 million attack damage. Pumpkin Jack with 8.8. Iron Tony with 9.5. Griffin with only 5.1, but I don't think he got supered. I think we rough-shotted this guy way too quick. Cool. Well, let's go into fight number 2. See if we can get another win. Okay, Fugaku. Goddamn Tech Golem. Drop attack, let's see. Okay, 2 shields and Scorched Earth. He might just be a straight-up punching bag. Might. Shield of Faith is a little bit harder to deal with when it's on Tech Golem, especially if the stun is unlocked. The stun is unlocked on Tech Golem. If he has Shield of Faith and armor plating, it's really difficult to fight through it. There's a lot of times where I just sit there looking at him like, you should not be this strong. But he is. He is the tank of all tanks. So, I think we should be okay. We just have to outspeed. If we can outspeed, we'll be fine. If we get too far behind, we get too many turns behind, we will lose. But I don't see that happening. I got faith. I got confidence. I got confidence in myself as a Ludus player. And in my lineup in general because, well, I've been playing this for 2 days now. So, big ol' pop. The other thing I truly appreciate about this lineup, if it's something that you are looking into run yourself, is the buff patterns. They all work together very, very well, even though it doesn't appear like they should. They work very well together to clear the board relatively quickly. Now, there are certain times where you do kind of get a really bad rock board. And if that does occur, just know that it'll take you a couple of turns to get there. But if you can get your lineup set and you can get comfortable with where everything's at, you do just fine. Let's go there. Okay, so we have 7 here. We do have landmine active in a location. I'm going to go over here with this just to have a landmine out and ready to go. We're going to move that Evil Eye over. We're going to come down here, and we're going to stop. Now, we can super out Iron Tony, but there's really no sense in doing that right now. We're fine. We're going to run rough shot. Everything's on top of him. The beautiful thing about this team up that I truly appreciate, Iron Tony, PQ, and Griffin, all 3 stun. And then you have the leash from Evil Eye here. That once it does get down to that single stupid Tech Golem and his stupid little abilities, he basically gets stun locked and just gets beaten all to hell. So even if he's still living and his health is way too high, you can still drop it down quite a bit by just stunning him over and over and over again. This is kind of a control build. As you can see right there, he's in that back corner and he ain't moving. He's either going to get stunned from the boat, he's going to get stunned from Iron Tony, or he's going to get leashed from Evil Eye. So ultimately, they just put a big, big, big punching bag in front of us. And I keep saying that over and over and over again, but I hate that damn card. I hate Tech Golem with everything inside of me. And you were just giving me all the wrong cards. Now you've given me the right card. Thank you. All right, yep. Deadly Swamp and Fortification is now active. So that means Fortification is going to be around Pirate Queen, Griffin, and Tony for a majority of this fight. Yep, there it goes. And we're solid. Now we're locking in on the Tech Golem, and we're just going to beat up the Tech Golem in the corner. Lava Girl can just sit there and watch. Obviously, things are dying now. That's kind of crazy. There we go. Yep, he's just going to stay over there in that corner. Once PQ and once all 3 of them actually get involved, there is no coming back for him. All right, let's look at the stats. We're looking at 66.5 million damage. He's looking at 53.1. Our Tony healed up 13.9 million because of Aqua Vitae, but obviously our superstar is Evil Eye with 17.5 million damage. All right, let's go on to fight number 3. See if we can go for a 3-peat. Okay, Rhythm is our next opponent and most likely the one who is going to just outright win. Full disclosure, I did have a match, or I did did get into a match after the one we just talked about. And it was all red perks. It was all red perks aside from a legendary. I can't handle that. I don't have a single red perk. I can barely win against decks that have 5 or 4 red perks, let alone an entire lineup that's just perk heavy. So, yeah, kind of just walked my happy ass away from all of that. Now, how do I want to play this? I want to go here and go here. That's how I want to play that. I don't even want to dick around with all that. I want to make sure I'm set up. All right, landmine going off. So the way I figured out how to beat decks like this is it's a twofold process. 1, I need to beat them before they get all their cards supered. That's number 1. So it's about speed. If I cannot beat them before all cards are supered, I need to double up on landmine as quickly as humanly possible and hope that that is enough to sustain me. That's what I've come across in my travels, especially with what level I'm at right now. So I'm trying to get to my perks as quickly as possible while making the proper decisions. That Griffin is going to be an issue. He is the main one with 3 red perks. He is already set up. He is about to demolish everything that's standing in front of him. And this is matchmaking right now, people. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to change. It's going to change. Things are getting better. I know they're getting better. I have the highest of high hopes that it's all getting better. You know why? Because I love this game, and I refuse to believe that this is how it's going to be for a long time. I refuse to believe this. Okay, we have Evil Eye supered. Let's fight this. We're going to win this. We are going to win this. That's what we're going to do. We have hopes. We have dreams. That's all we've got. We can make it. Okay, so we're good. And go. Rambling over. Now, oh, shit. I ain't taking Scorched Earth as a possibility. We're dead. We're dead. This is okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Okay. We're fine. We knew we weren't going to win this one. We knew it, but we had to fight. That's the thing. I have a competitive spirit, and I like to believe that what I have created on my lineups are enough to survive things like this. Maybe. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There we go. Okay. Take the heart. Take the heart. Take the heart. Kill him. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. There is a glimmer of hope. Hopefully, we can keep this going. We're going to add the fear on Pirate Jack. That's going to be beneficial. Where do you sit at? Here, let's go here. Okay. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. We can outspeed. He's stonewalling just a little bit. No, he's not. There's the shark. Oh, God. Oh, God. And there's Kitsune. Oh, God. Oh, no. There's Muerta. Oh, God. Oh, God. It's all over. It's done. We're done. We're done. We had one glimmer of hope. We had one, and now it's all gone. Nope. Pyroking still, or PJ. Damn it. All right. Well, this is a really bad way to end the video, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna go and act like I had a perfect run with all of this. I tried my best. I just ran into a wall. That's all. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We tried to recycle. We didn't get what we needed to get recycled. I'm sure maybe with different placements we could have done better, but we have to deal with full alarm landmines and a fully red. Yeah, this is a no contest for them. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red perks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 legendary perks. 3 epics against my 5 legendary, 5 epic, and 2 rare. Yeah. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I keep getting up to 7,000 trophies, and then I get plummeted down to 6,900. It's just how this is going right now. But that's okay. We did a good amount of damage. We tried. Obviously, his Griffin's going to do way more. This is just the world we live in. Until the might thing gets changed, and until there comes some sort of balance between the perks you're using versus the perks on the other side, yeah, in all fairness and in all actuality, I think Pumpkin King's ability needs to have damage output on it. Flat damage or percentage, it doesn't matter. Or it does matter. I would say probably if they're going to go poison route, do a percentage. If they're going to do damage, go flat damage. And then there needs to be something in the matchmaking that sets it up to where if your cap on your roster is legendary perks, that's what you fight. I'm kind of tired of fighting cards with multiple red perks. I am at a severe disadvantage a lot of the time, even though I have good levels, even though I have a good amount of perks and stuff like that upgraded. There's just a massive damage difference. There's a difference everywhere, so I hope that gets changed. But it is becoming upwards. I'm seeing a progressive upward swing. I am back in top 100 on the leaderboard because of the differences and stuff like that. It just takes a little while to get there. So, with all that said, I'm going to leave you the same way I always do. Life can be fun if you allow it to be. See you next time.